We got day baseball on this Wednesday card, guys. Going to try to get this out quick to you. So going to kind of run through this a bit quicker. Obviously, NBA Finals coming up tomorrow. We'll touch on all NBA tomorrow, so make sure you tune back in for that. Hope everyone's having a better Wednesday morning than the Braves. I mean, going out to Oakland, losing 2 in a row to, I don't know, pretty much the bad news bears out there in Oakland nowadays. How you doing today, John?
Good. Had some laughs with that. This is baseball. Let somebody tell you they got a lock and they want you to slam something. And please, guys, I didn't tell you to bet the Braves yesterday. One more time. If I say it's this team or nobody, it's not a bet until I say bet that team. I did not bet the Braves. I did not send out the Braves as a bet. I just could not bet Oakland again. But I don't have a crystal ball. I'll tell you guys again. We bet with an edge. That's it. The Braves come into the series as the best team in the National League, best record in the National League against the worst team in baseball. And obviously, the A's sweep the first 2 games. This is baseball. This is betting. Nobody has the crystal ball. You bet with an edge, you get the money. And then you get the money. It doesn't mean we win every day. At the end of the year, we get the money. What I will tell you right now, we took 160 on the Brewers for today. We lost with them yesterday. We came right back to today. We'll get there. I'm just giving you guys an example. Manoah, no way could be this number. Brewers are looking terrible. Blue Jays banged out 14 hits. Yeah. But it still can't be 180 Manoah, who's been destroyed. We'll recap the game a little bit. The game now is down to as low as 140 in some spots, 142 at circa. We're beating the number. That's the right side. Whether we win the game or not, that remains to be seen. It's betting the number. Just couldn't see the A's doing it twice in a row. Could they do it 3 times in a row? Well, when we get down to the preview on that game, we'll get there. But again, guys, no crystal ball here. Nobody has it. It's grind, bet the right sides, and just grind out yourself a little money. What do you have us, Ben, going into today for the month of May?
Yeah, month of May, guys, in MLB, plus 15.9 units. That's a lot of dogs in there, a lot of, some of those 0-4 days, some of those 4-0 days. So it's going to be swings, ups and downs. But right now, 1 day to go. Unless today is absolutely disastrous betting the whole card, it'll be a profitable month.
And that's how it is, guys. We're going to have some losing streaks. We're going to have some winning streaks at the end of the year. You can have a profit. We're going to bet mainly dogs, not almost 90% dogs. But whatever we bet, we're going to bet with value. Had a $1.30 favorite yesterday with the Mets. Very rarely you'll bet a favorite that's that high, but it just was a bigger number. Wish I knew earlier in the day that Harper was going to be out. I would have made that a bigger bet. But that information came out later, made it even more attractive. So you won't see me bet favorites often, but if there's value there, there's value. We'll talk about the Mets in that lineup today also. Well, let's get started, Ben. Take it away.
Yep, Pirates at Giants. You have Keller versus Wood. Giants win the first game. Pirates evened it up with a 2-1 win yesterday. Giants have now won 6 of the last 8 meetings, 4 of the last 5 in San Francisco. Pittsburgh struggling. They have 2-3 on this trip. They're 3-7 their last 10. San Francisco now dropped 2 of 3, hitting .210 this week, but 11-4 the last 15. Pitching edge gets to Keller. He was roughed up his last time out, gave up 6 runs in 6 innings at Seattle. I will say, watching that game, it wasn't a true 6 runs in 6 innings. It was they were up 11-3, and it was a quality start in that 6th inning, and he was trying to go for the quality start. Comes back out in the 7th inning, doesn't record an out, gives up the 3 runs then. So it was one of those give it up late in a big league game. Anyways, Keller's been pitching pretty well. Wood, Giants won his last 3 starts, 7 runs and 14 2/3. Been decent, nothing crazy. Pitching edge Keller. This is Pirates and nobody for me. We'll see if Giants start to have some regression after the hot streak they went on.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, Ben. It's Pirates or nothing. Look, another game, crazy game yesterday. You got the Pirates ice cold, Giants red hot, and they go and get the job done. The Pirates. Giants had won 6 of 7 prior meetings, all 4 in San Fran. Here you got Keller, just as Ben said, was pitching lights out until that game at Seattle. We were on him in that game at Seattle. We took the money down in that game. San Fran they're starting to lose some bodies. So Peterson and Estrada, their leading hitter, are on the IL already. Conforto leads the team with 11 home runs. He's going to be questionable. So you're missing all your big bats against the pitcher that's pitching real good. Just a low number. If Conforto's out, look, the lean is to the Pirates, but unless Conforto's out, this is too low of a number for me to want to be taking a Pirate team that's just, 3-7 in their last 10.
Yep.
Yeah, scoring 2.3 runs a game. So Pirates are nobody, but right now right now it's nobody.
We have Nationals at the Dodgers. Dodgers have smoked them through the first two games, 15-4. Nats did take 2 or 3 at LA last year. Washington, now the bats have cooled off. They've lost 3 straight, scoring 2 runs per game. They had won 5 of their prior 7, and then you have this Dodgers team winning 3 or 4. Lights out at home right now, 13-1 their last 14 home games, second best home record in baseball. Syndergaard versus Corbin, weird pitching matchup. You have Corbin, who was pitching really good, but he gave up 6 runs in 6 1/3 and a win at KC his last time out. Prior to that, he had 4 straight quality starts. Last year at LA, and granted, he was a different pitcher last year, but nonetheless, last year at LA, didn't get out of the first inning. 6 runs in 0.2 innings pitched. It's a tough to go outing, and he has had some road struggles this year. And then you look at Syndergaard, he's kind of the opposite. The Dodgers lost his last 2 starts, 9 runs in 11 innings, both on the road. He's been solid at home, 1-2, 3.62. Either way, this is a really big number for Syndergaard. Yes, Syndergaard's better at home, but he's not lights out. And Corbin, yes, a rough outing last year. Got to take it with a grain of salt. He was just a different guy with different stuff last season. Lean here to Nationals at this big number. We'll see if they can get those bats turned around.
Just give me 1 second, because, guys, as we're shooting this, it's 11:18 right now, and the information is coming in, especially with all the day games. So we're just getting Mancini and Gomes not in the lineup for Cubs. So just let me make that note. Getting back to the Nationals, yeah, I got to throw a unit on the Nationals plus 210. Corbin, yes, he got roughed up that last time. If you look at the final stats, that was a slugfest with KC going back and forth. He got crushed, and I mean crushed, at LA at Dodger Stadium last year. But as Ben said, Syndergaard just has been horrible on the road, serviceable at home, but far from lights out. Just can't be can't be over that 200 and 240s favorites. 210 is worth the take. Dodgers, 2 wins, 2 big wins. Got the Yankees coming into to Dodger Stadium next. Maybe a little bit of a look ahead. We're taking the 210 for a small bet.
Yep, a few little look aheads today. We'll see how that goes. Interesting matchups coming up this weekend. We have Padres at Marlins next. Snell versus Garrett. Garrett, last 3 starts, been pretty good. 3 runs, 16 1/3, 19 Ks, 5 walks. He's had some road struggles, 7.5 ERA in 4 outings, and 2 starts versus the Padres last year, 7 runs in 10 1/3. As far as Snell, he's coming off a bounce-back start, 1 run in 5 innings versus the Nats. After that, prior to that, he was getting roughed up a little bit. He did have a quality start versus Marlins last year. This is a slight lean here to the Marlins. Small home dog. Garrett's been pitching well. Snell, lefty. This Marlins team hit it well. They come out of Coors Field, and they've been getting it done. They didn't get it done yesterday with the bats. We'll see if they pick it back up, but lean here to the Marlins. Not a game I'm getting involved in.
Yeah, I'm going to lean to the Marlins a little bit more, a little higher. I could take the Marlins in this spot. That was a 4-4 game last night. Padres bust up with 5 in the 9th to turn it into a 9-4 game. Padres, 4-3 on this road trip, scoring 5.86 runs per game, but still batting just 204. They hit better against lefties, hitting 250 this year. Marlins, on the other hand, yeah, part of that week was in Colorado at Coors Field, but they hit 317, and for the year, batting 302 versus lefties. Snell has been far from the pitcher that he was. Decent price here with Garrett at home, although he's had a couple of rough starts at home. A little bit better a price, I would be on the home dog or no one in this one.
Then it's Mets at Philly. You have Nola versus Carrasco. Mets get the winner yesterday, 2-0, one of the winners we had. You have this Carrasco. He's coming off quality start. First this year, 1 run in 6 2/3 versus the Cubs. Prior to that, he was getting roughed up, but to be fair, he's dealing with injuries, getting back acclimated. And then you had 1 start versus Philly last year, 5 runs in 5 2/3. Nola, he gave up 5 runs his last time out. Didn't have the best numbers against the Mets last year. 0-4, 3.99 in 5 starts. Did have 38 Ks, 6 walks, though, in those outings. This is Mets or nobody. They just kind of own this matchup, especially at home. Now, 8 of the last 10 meetings in New York. You're getting dog money with them. Sure, you can give a pitching edge to Nola if you'd like. It's not too drastic. If you look at the numbers there from last year, lean there to the Mets, definitely.
Yeah, that's 8 out of the last 10 in Citi Field, 15 of the last 20, counting last year's games. Nola 0-4 last year with, a 3.99. 2-1, 4.73 ERA. His last 3 starts. Carrasco may have turned the corner, was terrible, but had a nice little outing against the Cubs. Let's see if look, it's Mets home dog or nobody in this one. Can't like Nola. We'll see where that line goes. Harper was out last night. I think that was a day of rest. He should be back in the lineup today. We'll see what happens this one. Mets or nobody.
The Rockies at Arizona, a couple of pitchers getting moved around a little bit. Lamet, so he was a relief pitcher earlier this year. He's getting banged up, has a back issue, goes to AAA, does some rehab starts, really good in the rehab starts. 2 hits and 8 2/3 of shutout baseball, 10 Ks, 1 walk. And they're going to move him to the rotation now, so not an opener. And then Henry, he was using relief his last outing. Prior to that, giving up 6 runs and 10 2/3 in his 2 prior starts. This would be a slight lean here to Colorado. Arizona's been getting it done. They've been getting it done in this matchup. They've won 4 or 5 meetings this year coming into the back end of this series. I don't know if Lamet can give you anything he did in that rehab start in AAA. Don't know how much of a depth he's going to have. Big number here, though, for Henry. Arizona's good. I don't know if they're good enough to be this price with Henry.
I think it's a solid line. Got to be honest, Richard. Colorado, just a different team as we talking about once they go on the road. Lamet, yeah, good numbers in the rehab starts. This is the big leagues now. Got to go to Arizona. The only thing is Arizona got a little cold with the bats. Now batting .219 this week, although they're scoring 5.3 runs per game in their last 3 games. Just not enough of a big number. This number has been pounded by the Sharps. It opened up plus 175 last night. Now you can see it's down to like plus 145. So the Sharps are all over this. At plus 175, could maybe see Colorado. Absolutely not at this number, though.
And moving on to some of these AL matchups, Rangers at Detroit. Rangers get it done yesterday. They won the first 2 games, 15-6. Dunning, and it's supposed to be Wentz originally in the box. I saw him get scratched in a few spots. So is it still Wentz in the box?
As of right now, Don Best is still showing Wentz.
All right, so then it would be
who else did you see, Ben?
I just saw him in a few spots where it's saying not available. So I don't know if it's scratched or not officially. So we're waiting on that word there with Wentz. But as far as Dunning, it's 2 of his 4 starts, quality starts. He's been really good. 4 runs across 22 2/3. If it is still Wentz in the box, he's been crushed. 11 runs in 6 innings last 2 starts. So can't back that. Dunning definitely gets a pitching edge, probably pitching mismatch in this matchup. Texas, best offense in baseball. This is maybe a spot here to lay a road favorite. I don't like it on an early getaway day. I like Tigers in the morning games on getaway day. It's a spot I really like to back. Not at this pitching matchup, though. Can't do it.
Unbettable, unbackable. Wentz, no way. And you guys know I like to have Tigers at home. This would be a spot, but not with Wentz on the mound. Dunning's been surprisingly good since moving into the starting rotation. As Texas is another team, just start to look at this rotation. Don't have a weak spot. What happens when you bring DeGrom back? I remember he's sitting on the IL. You got Eovaldi, who's got better numbers than DeGrom.
No. So does Gray lately. I mean, and Dunning, you could say.
Great pitcher, great ball. Bunning. Perez, who was their best pitcher last year, is actually the weak link right now, if you can wrap your mind around it. So this Texas team is for real. Houston better get on a bull, or Texas is going to take this division. Getting back to the game, just can't back Wentz. He's absolutely horrible. To make matters worse, Riley Green, Tigers' best player, he leaves last night's game. He's been placed on the IL. I don't like Detroit in this game at all.
Then we have Angels at White Sox. White Sox even the series yesterday, 7-3 win. They split 4 meetings last year. Angels dropping 4-5, scoring 3.2 runs per game, hitting just .218 this week. I mentioned it a few times. It started that time of year. They start to drop off a bit. We'll see if they can kind of get through this hump. Berea, he came out of relief last time out, gave up 4 runs. None of them earned, though. Prior to that, he had 5 shutout innings in his 1 start at Boston. And then you have Lynn, who's coming off 3 quality starts. He's just turned a new leaf, 8 runs, but only 4 earned, 18 Ks, 7 walks in those 3 outings. This would be a tough game here to get a read on. This is a tough series for me. Low on the Angels as a whole right now at this point in the season. I do lean there a little bit to this spot today. It's a nice little dog price there. Lynn turned the leaf. He's going to be able to keep it rolling. Tough to get a read on this game. Slightest of leans to the Angels, but I'm staying away from this one.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see because the way the numbers react again, guys. It's now 11:26 a.m. I don't know what time you're going to see this by, but at 11:26, still wait for the lineups to come out on the afternoon game. The way the numbers are reacting, almost looks like they have a little inkling that either Trout or Ohtani will be out. This game opened at $1.30 on the overnight, is up as high as 146 at circa. So we're just looking for the lineups in this one. Lynn, as Ben said, turn a corner a little bit. Still not Lynn. 7 walks. I think it's 18-7 walk K to walk ratio. That's still not his K to walk ratio, but definitely better than he was. Look, he was atrocious beginning of the season. Definitely turned the corner from there. Has the White Sox as a whole turned the corner? We keep waiting for that to happen. We'll wait to see. Again, need the lineups on this one. At this number, if the Angels had all their players in, I would have to take a shot with the dog against Lynn, even though the White Sox have the pitching advantage.
Yeah, said earlier, a bunch of look-ahead spots on this card. Angels do have Houston this weekend, so maybe they give Ohtani or Trout that rest. Then we have Guardians at Baltimore. Guardians, another team with a little bit of a look ahead. They got Twins next coming up in their upcoming series. Obviously, that's who leads that division right now. Orioles, they kind of beat the Guardians yesterday, even this series. Orioles team was kind of struggling there for a little bit. They kind of bounced back. They're 2-3 right now on this homestand. We'll see how they keep on rolling. Then it's Bieber going for Cleveland. And Bieber's just been a stud. 9 of his last 11 starts are quality starts. Last 2, 4 runs and 14 2/3. Does only have 6 Ks, 6 walks, though. Slightest of leans here to Baltimore. Not looking to go against Bieber, I don't think, with the way he's going with these quality starts. I would need more here. O's are a good team. Could be an under game. Voth on the bump right now for the Orioles. I'm not looking to back him, though, in this first start back.
Who do you got in as the pitcher, Ben?
I'm seeing Voth as it. I'm not seeing that's confirmed anywhere. It's just kind of so we'll see if that's the case.
I didn't put it up in there. Most spots don't even have a line on this game, so I really don't want to go into the game. What we will say, as usual, Cleveland just can't hit, and they've scored 5 runs in each of the last couple of games against the Orioles, winning the first game and then losing last night. But the story's the same. 29th, scoring 3.48 runs per game, 28th hitting 229. Baltimore going to have their own little problems on this 5-game homestand, just scoring 3.2 runs per game and just put Cedric Mullins on the IL. So it all depends on the pitching matchup. Bieber's going to get a pitching advantage on whoever Baltimore puts in the box. So we'll wait to see who that is. But again, without a pitcher, without a number, always tough to give out. Just can't give out an expert opinion.
The Twins at Houston. Houston gets the 5-1 win yesterday. They won all 3 in Houston last year. Twins have won 3 of the 5 meetings this season. Then you have Varland versus Brown. Varland, he's been steady. 3 of his last 4 starts are quality starts. Brown for Houston, he's coming off 2 quality starts, but both against the A's. Take that with a grain of salt. This Minnesota team, tough to get a read on. They have this series coming up with Cleveland. They have a 3.5 game lead on Cleveland. You get swept there. There goes your lead in the division. So it's a big series coming for them this weekend. It is a price here, pretty solid price. Brown was having some struggles before those 2 matchups for Oakland. So we'll see if he can get it going here, gets a bit better of an offense. You guys know we had the bad beat with Houston where they take the lead and blow it. So this is a series tough to get a read on. Small lean here to Minnesota, but not a dog I want to be involved in, just with that series coming up with Cleveland and this series as a whole.
Yeah, yesterday was we say it a day late and $1 short. Too late for Houston. We had Houston the first day. Brown, as Ben said, I mean, lights out. 19 Ks, 1 walk. Last 2 games, both against Oakland, the worst hitting off in Major League Baseball. Don't want to buck Houston here. This has all the makings of we were on Houston in the first game. Don't bet either of the next 2 days, and Houston wins those next 2 days. The number's right where it's supposed to be. That's what I make the number in the $1.70 range. It opened 161, and now you're hitting $1.70 as high as $1.75 at Sports 411. Numbers right, I'll stay off of it.
Yankees at Seattle.
Ben, let me just say this, because that's an 8-10 game. So if Houston was to sit Jordan Alvarez, if the line moves another, we can always change on that. That's why, look, I love having you guys here, but the only way to get up to the minute updates until literally till the lineups are set, maybe a minute before the game time, howtobeatthebookie.com. You go there, you become a member, $39 a week. Go ahead, Ben. Just wanted to stick that in.
No, it's all good. Yankees at Seattle. This series pissing me off. Should have been on the Yankees both times in this matchup. They crushed Gilbert last year. They crushed him again last night. Beat him 20-6 in these first two games. Aaron Judge, 4 home runs down the last 3 games. Schmidt on fire. And Schmidt versus Kirby today. Want to go back with the Yankees. Kirby was roughed up his last time out against Pittsburgh. He gave up 4 home runs against Pirates, who were in the bottom of the league in home runs. What is this Yankees team going to do right now? Prior to that, though, don't get me wrong, Kirby was lights out. He had 8 straight quality starts before that, so we'll see if that was just a hiccup. Definitely gets the pitching edge over Schmidt. Schmidt, though, been a bit better. Last 2 starts, 3 runs in 10 innings. It's just that Yankees offense right now. Aaron Judge, red hot. Can't go against the Yankees offense. Pitching edge to Kirby, but getting this Yankees team at his dog price. I can't go on it today because I missed the first 2 times. Don't want to miss the boat and then sink with it. But, man, Yankees are no one there.
Yeah. The injuries kept us off this. Rizzo, the first game, if Rizzo was in, we were betting the Yankees. He was out. Bader gets hurt, and then last night it's no Bader and Rizzo. Now, Bader's already been placed on IL, and we're still questionable with Rizzo. So, yeah, this is tough. Look, we were against Kirby in the last game. We had the Pirates in that game. They hit 4 off him. They hit 7 in the game. We took that nice W. That was a big W for us, a nice big dog. But Kirby still got a big pitching advantage over Schmidt, although he didn't look great his last time out. Schmidt looked better in the last couple. Still waiting to find out if Rizzo's in again. Now you're losing another body. That's Bader. But Yanks right now have 10 runs in each of their last 3 games. They're on fire. Same kind of scenario with the Dodgers. They go to Dodger Stadium next. Possible look ahead. We'll see here. Right now, the number, if the number's gone down a little bit. You could have took 134 on the overnight. I would have taken 134 if I knew Rizzo was going to be back in the lineup. He's a big bat for them. Right now, you take him out. It's Judge and a whole bunch of other guys, but they're still getting the job done right now. Line is down to anywhere from where you could take 121 to 124. That wouldn't be enough for me. We'll wait to see what the rest of the lineups look like.
Then we have Rays at Cubs. This Cubs team beating them twice in a row. Very low-scoring games, 2-1 and 1-0. So a total of 3-1 on the series so far. TB struggling on the road right now, 3-8. Their last 11 road games. We'll see if the struggles continue. Cubs had lost their prior 4 of the series. Still not scoring too much. Is getting it done with the pitching, and they got a guy on the mound to maybe get it done today. Steele was terrific earlier in the season. 2 of his last 3 starts, though, he's been roughed up now. 11 runs in 15 2/3. The one start in between the 2 bad starts was 6 shutout innings. So who knows they're going to get there. Then you have Eflin. His last 2 starts were quality starts. He's been a lot better at home, though. On the road, he's 1-1, 5.29. Pitching edge, tough to argue this one. You could argue it either side. Going to give it slightly here to Steele just based on the track record of the season, especially at home. It's been solid at home. Those couple of rough outings, though, I'm not interested in. Neither team hitting on the road right now, or Rays aren't hitting on the road. Cubs aren't hitting in general. Small list of leans here to the Cubbies, but I'm staying away from this game, John.
So we talked about this yesterday, and I told you guys that Rays are the biggest difference between home and away, how great they are at home. And they're still the best team, but just not the best road team. It's not just this year. This has been their pattern. They play much better at home. They go to Chicago and have been held to 1 run on 8 hits in 2 days. So, yeah, big-time fall-off. What they do have going for them today, Rays hit 311 off left-handed pitches. 2 of Steele's last 3 starts, not so good. And Eflin hasn't been good on the road, but that's just 3 starts, so not a tremendous sample size there. Going to be tough to sweep the Rays. I'd have to lean to the Rays. Again, want to see what that lineup looks like. That's an afternoon game for both teams.
Then we have Braves at Oakland. Oakland, 2 wins in a row. Matched the winning streak of the season so far. Can they get 3 in a row is the question. Is this going to be the Pirates-Dodgers 2.0 from last year? Schuster versus Caprillion. Schuster's been solid, 4 runs and 11 2/3 his last 2 starts. Caprillion last 2 starts, 6 runs in 10 innings against Houston. He's been a bit better at home, but still a 7+ ERA. This is a weird series. I mean, everyone and their mother, all the square bettors out there are going to be like, oh, Braves -1.5 today. They can't lose 3 in a row. Maybe they can. We'll see. I don't know what's in the water in Oakland right now. So I'm staying away from this matchup. Obviously, if you missed the boat on Oakland the last 2 days, it's tough to want to bet on them on the third day. And Braves, I mean, I don't want to get involved with them as this big of a favorite. With Schuster on the mound, just kind of chasing, they won't get swept here. So it would be a slight lean in the A's for me. A's are nobody, but a series I'm staying off of. We missed the boat.
Yeah, as we said, guys, Braves come in as the top team in the National League, playing the worst team in baseball. And naturally, the A's take the first 2 games. Okay, so just to give you guys a heads up, I got the Angel lineup, Trout and Ohtani, and we'll be looking at Angels or nobody in that spot now. Back to the A's and Braves. Braves just they've fallen off the charts lately. Braves now just 2-6 their last 8 road games after a phenomenal start, especially on the road. Just the A's, just too tough to back them. Again, no crystal ball here, just hard work. When I look at the stats and I see A's still, even after their 2 wins, still batting just 187 this week, last in the majors in hitting, last in the majors in scoring. Tough to think they're going to pull off the hat trick today. I'll just sit this one out. And I'd like to warn you guys, we talked about it yesterday, when the Pirates went to the Dodgers last year at Dodger Stadium and swept all 3. Anything can happen in sports. I've been through it all. I've seen it all. Be careful out there.
Then we have Brewers at Toronto. Blue Jays had 14 hits, 7-2 win yesterday. That's kind of what this Blue Jays team's been doing, though. They've been getting all their hits and all their offense in one game. They had 20 runs earlier in the week, and then they lost everything else. They're still coming in here with some struggles. This is Julio Teheran versus Manoah. Now, Teheran hadn't really pitched since 2019. He had a start in 21 and a start in 2020, or like 8 starts in 2020. And they come back and brush off the dust. 1 run in 5 innings and a loss to the Giants. So a decent outing for him. Manoah, Blue Jays have lost 7 of his last 8 starts. Last 3, 12 runs in 12 2/3. Been horrible at home. 7.23 ERA with teams hitting .323 against him in Toronto. Absolutely unbackable. Toronto, yes, offense went off yesterday. Didn't think I'd be saying this with Julio Teheran in his second start back, but slight pitching edge. I mean, Manoah's just been that bad. So Brewers are no one with this dog price. Can't back Manoah. Can't back Toronto as this big of a favorite.
Yeah, we jumped up. We had Brewers yesterday, and we jumped up 2 in the first. And I was like, here we go. And there we went. Toronto 4 in the first. They banged out 14 hits. Look, Toronto's better than that run that they've been on.
Yes.
They lost games at home. They had Tampa Bay come in. Had the Orioles come in. They had the Yankees come in. Then they went on the road. So a little bit rough. Just looking at some line movement here. Just a little bit rough for Toronto. They get the 2 wins at Minnesota, 2 out of 3 in the series, come back home, and maybe they can do some damage. But there just was no way in the world that Manoah could be a 180 favorite. That's what we took. We're betting against Manoah today. You hold your nose. Brewers are playing terrible ball. This is a number bet. Tough to bet against the team that just banged out 14 hits last night with a guy that's only made 1 start in 2 years. But the numbers said Manoah can't be this high a favorite. We took 160 at 9 a.m. this morning or thereabouts. As of right now, 11:40. This line is as low as 140. You can only take back 140 at Sports 411. And the high is maybe 143 at Bet Online. So all the sharp money is all on the Brewers today. And we were there at plus 160.
We'll see if that's the right side of the sharp side, but obviously with the line movement, beating the number, that's all we care about, guys. So we'll see how Milwaukee comes up. Reds at Red Sox. What a fun game last night. 9-8. Since he was up 9-3 going into the 9th, Red Sox almost tie it up. They had a runner on third with 2 outs. They scored 5 in the inning. Couldn't get that 6th run to even it up, but still late life there. That game had 17 runs. There were 2 instances. There was bases loaded. Nobody scored in that game. Once for the Red Sox and once for the Reds. Still got 17 runs. Got to look back at the over tonight. It's Paxton versus Weaver. Paxton had a good first couple starts back, and he's in a similar situation to Teheran. Hasn't pitched in a few years. And then last time out was roughed up. 5 runs, 2 homers, and 3 innings against the Angels. Weaver, he's coming off his only quality start this year. He had some rough outings. Next thing you know, 6.1 shutout innings versus the Cardinals. Reds smoking the ball right now. Coming off this series against Chicago, they're just crushing it. You have Boston, who crushes the ball at home. This is Reds or nobody, and this is over or nothing in this game. I think we're going to continue to see fireworks in this matchup.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. How Boston was at home, and it looked up until the last inning like only 3 runs. Busted it out, a 9-8, put everybody on the sweat on that game. But Diaz gets the strikeout for the last batter with a runner on third as the tying run. This game, a lot of injury question marks here. So Friedel for Cincinnati, he's not going to play. He left the game yesterday. He's a lefty. He probably wouldn't play against Paxton anyway, especially with the injury. They'll give him the day off. Senzel, the outfielder, he's going to be questionable. Vertigo, he missed for Boston yesterday with an illness, another question mark. Paxton, 2 good starts. I mean, really good, especially for the amount of time he missed, but then gets hit the last time out. Weaver, same type of thing. Look, Cincy just red hot. Hitting. Reds are scoring. They've won 4 straight, scoring either 8 or 9 runs in each of those 4 games. Red Sox put an 8 spot on the board yesterday. We told you the story with them. They hit much better at home. A lot of runs. This game went from, you could have took 175 on the overnight, has plummeted. It's down to, let's call it 147 at Circa, 146 at Sports 411. All the sharp money's on the Reds. Just a little too low for me to grab that now.
And that's the MLB card, guys. Nice little Wednesday slate. We have some day baseball in there for you guys. Obviously, some pitching questionables as far as who's going to be in the box for certain teams. A lot of injury lineup questionables. As you guys know, if you guys want all this up-to-the-minute information throughout the day, go to the How to Beat the Bookie website. Go download the How to Beat the Bookie app. We'll continue to update you guys throughout the evening. NBA coming up tomorrow. John, a lot of day games and a lot to get to here. I don't know if you have anything else here.
I'll just add one more thing on that Angel game. So we said Ohtani and Trout out, but Renfroe is out. Okay, So Hunter Renfroe out. That's another big bat for the Angels. Still a little bit on the high side with Lynn. He definitely has pitched better. Angels or nobody. Haven't made up my mind if we're pulling the trigger then. There's one way to find out, guys. HowToBeatTheBookie.com. Become a member. You get the message as soon as we make that bet. And look, a game could go up right to the right number just before game time. And that's when we'll make our bet. We make our bet when the number is right.
All about finding an edge, guys. And we had the edge throughout May, 16-unit month here. So we'll see if we can close it off with a winning day. And other than that, like we said, go to the website, download the app. Let's make some money, John.
Let's make some money.